You guys ever seen Star Wars? George was looking to start a new D&D campaign with his friends who were all a bunch of new D&D players. Mark, Harrison, Pete, Anthony, and one veteran player, Alec. The plot hook was about some princess that needed to be rescued, but what George was really proud of was all the world building that he did and all the minis that he painted for the campaign. George was really proud of all the cool world building he did, but Alec was really focused on the history. Where did this empire come from? What were the Clone Wars? Where did all the Jedi go? George made some stuff up on the fly about how all the Jedi got exterminated, but really he knows one of those Jedi got away. Well, they couldn't have killed all of the Jedi, so maybe like I could be the one lasting Jedi. The Jedi were like super high level warrior mages, and you guys are starting at level 1. It's cool because I'll be old and out of practice because I've been retired for like 20 years, so I'll be like basically level 1. At this point, George is just happy that someone is getting into his world building, so he allows it. Mark also wants his character to be a Jedi, but George is like, no way, man, you're way too young for it. Maybe your father could have been a Jedi that Alec's character trained. Does that mean I still have his father's lightsaber? Are you gonna dual wield them or something? No, I was gonna give it to Mark. Is Mark even proficient with lightsabers? No? Then yeah, you can have the dad's lightsaber. Could I have also trained the guy who killed Mark's dad? You mean Darth Vader, the main villain of the campaign? Yes. You know what? Sure. You are the old master of Darth Vader. The rest of the Session 0 stuff goes fine. Anthony makes a warforged that's mid-max to know all of the languages for some reason, but aside from that, all the other characters seem normal. They spend their first session on Tatooine. All the characters, introduce each other and meet each other, and then afterwards, they make it to the Death Star, and this is something that George is really proud of. It's a huge dungeon the size of a moon, and it can destroy planets, and George is really proud of it, and he's talking like, yeah, not only are you guys gonna have to find the princess, but you're also gonna have to disable the tractor beam that's keeping your ship here. Disabling the tractor beam had a lot of stealth checks involved because George was assuming that the rogue was gonna go and do that, but Alec was really insisting that he went off on his own. George wasn't sure about Alec, a wizard, going off on his own on a stealth mission, but all the players seemed fine with it, so George didn't say anything. The thing is, George is really starting to panic because not only is Alec going off on his own, but Anthony won't be able to make it to later sessions, so now the party is just 3 people, and George knows that you're gonna need at least 4 to finish the dungeon that he prepares. So he lets Harrison bring his girlfriend Carrie, who's someone who's actually kind of played D&D before. George asks Carrie if she wants to play the princess that they're rescuing, and she's like, yeah, I want to be a princess, and also I want to be like the leader of the rebellion, and I'm like also a super badass general. And now George is finally thinking, yes, someone who wants to get involved in this cool rebellion arc that I have written into my campaign. The actual party now is going through the dungeon that George had actually prepared. They're swinging across ledges, they're shooting at stormtroopers, they're being total badasses. All while they're doing this, Alec's still just on his own, just kind of doing his own thing. George is waiting for Alex to be like, oh, can I meet back up with the party? But Alec's like, nope, I'm on my own right now. And George is like, what? Why? Because George also knows the main boss, Darth Vader, is going to be at the end of the dungeon trying to stop them, and you'll need at least 5 characters, or like level 3 in order to beat him, and Alec hasn't leveled up yet because he's been on his own. Right before the party actually escapes, Alec says something to the DM. While they do that, can I find Darth Vader? You what? He's in the dungeon, right? Yeah? Then I want to go find him. George was not expecting this at all, but he knew Vader was going to be at the end of the dungeon, so maybe that could be Alec's opportunity to meet back up with the rest of the party. Finally, Alec finds Darth Vader, they have a cool roleplay moment, and then the fight begins. You want a 1v1 Darth Vader? Yeah, I trained him, so I should be able to whoop his ass. Does an 18 hit? No! Yeah, Alec gets smoked. George fudges some dice rolls behind the screen to try to give Alec a chance to run away, but it doesn't take long for Alec to just get wiped the hell out. Mark tries to shoot at Vader because he thinks that Vader is now low on hit points, and they're like, no man, Alec only hit like 2 of his shots, and so they're like, oh yeah, I should probably get out of here, and then they get out of there. The rest of the campaign went pretty good, except Alec was pretty salty. He didn't even make a new character. He really didn't want to play after that. So what lesson do we learn from all this? Why? The lesson is about respecting player agency while also having a player who abuses the privilege of just being able to do whatever they want. Alec was not a team player, but the DM still respected the decisions that Alec made and made sure it didn't ruin the fun of the other party. The DM found a way to let the players do what they wanted without arbitrarily punishing them. The DM also didn't hold back when it came to dishing out the consequences of their actions. It's not just punishment for punishment's sake, it's the direct result of their choices, and George wasn't afraid to hold back on that. I really want to make this video because I think it's important that we make sure the players are having fun and we're respecting their choices, even if they're being really frustrating. Thanks for watching. I hope you got something out of this video. I'm gonna try to make more player-focused videos, like videos focused on giving players advice. I know I've made a lot of videos talking about like DM advice, but I do have some good DM advice videos coming up. Thanks to my patrons, Emma and Sarah, the bold and the few. If you're a new DM just getting into the game, I just released a video, put it right here, and it is the 7 tips that I wish I would have known when I got into DMing. If this is like your second or third video that you're watching of mine, just subscribe at this point. Like the video if you wanna click your mouse.